Hello, Anastasia.
Hi, Ioana.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
My name is Ioana Sima, and I am an external hypnosis operator and student of the Grifasi Academy. My colleague Anastasia is a telepathic support of the Grifasi method. Today, we will do together the investigative cycle number 267, the protocol number 1. The protocol we are going to do is defined mixed because it has two different parts. The first part is the fixed part and consists of questions that we cannot modify or deepen, except in the second part of the protocol, defined as free exploration. The investigations are being done in multiple countries and languages, and all operators follow the same fixed protocol. The telepathic supports do not know the subject of the investigation before entering in hypnosis, in order to not contaminate the information. I'm also available for personal sessions, and you can find all my contact details in the description box below this video. Anastasia, please get ready and comfortable. Perfect. I will count from 3 to 1 while you are starting to relax deeply. As I begin, let each number guide you into a state of calm, where your body becomes heavier and your thoughts leave your mental body. With every breath, feel all tension present in your body disappear. Three. You feel a wave of warmth through your body, releasing all the pressure from your shoulders, your neck, your chest, and all of your muscles. Two. Notice how your breath becomes slow and effortless. And with each exhale, your mind gets quieter. Allow yourself to sink completely into this moment. Your body is heavy and your mind is open and calm. I will count from 1 to 3, and you will connect with the following phrase, Satanic agenda, and tell me what you visualize or perceive. 1, 2, 3.
The first image that I perceived is like a trail that consists of multiple paths. about 5 or 6 of them. Each one has individual characteristics, but they're part of the same kind of road, the same goal. I see some more spiked, some more soft in a way, but only in a visual way. And I feel this sensation of very stingy and almost like burning feeling. Hot in a way of it creates a zone that the nearer you go, the kind of more dangerous it becomes.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
When you said that, I perceived this path almost having like a magnetic effect. When you go near it, something from you, it touches to this path and it almost like pushes you forward as like those trails from adventure parks.
Yeah. Roller
Yes.
coasters?
Yes, something synchronizes with a certain frequency from that trail, from those trails, and when it's synced, it takes you like at a high speed level forward on a certain path.
Okay. What is the satanic agenda and what is its purpose?
In this moment, I'm perceiving a massive kind of vortex. It's very bright, but this image of this bright vortex is like the image of the end of the tunnel, but behind it is it's a specific agenda of ideas. I'm trying to look at them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm perceiving an image of this light vortex being like theater curtain, and it shows as light in a weird sense as its main face, but behind it it's like people pushing this curtain to stay floating so it doesn't fall. And I'm perceiving again those trails that are conducting people to the back of the curtain to push up these beliefs. And the beliefs, this light, this vortex is taking me to the idea of light of the end of the tunnel, reincarnation that came to me, repeating cycles, not only reincarnation, it's again taking me to those trails, so each one kind of has a purpose, repeating certain cycles, but it's more. I feel like we need to go more in detail on those.
Mm-hmm. Who are the creators and executors of this agenda?
I perceive multiple presences, so it's not just one, it's like an egregore. certainly Dracos.
Yeah.
Part of reptilians. Also, the word that comes to me is social construct. So it has also that energy built into it. So it's like not only entities, it's also a part that has formed in a natural way throughout time, through beliefs, through energies that built up. And they're kind of they make up that ring of light, that vortex, that light vortex. I see them floating in a circle, like energies on a metaphysical level.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's DNA of this vortex are these who control it. They're like part of it.
What else do you perceive?
For now, this is it.
How are they trying to reach their goal?
I perceived again these trails, but from these trails, they're going out multiple strays of paths that connect to multiple how do I say, multiple levels of life, kind of multiple topics, uh, trying to find a way to insert in many parts of a person's life, such like media or day-to-day talks or just common beliefs. But it's kind of working in a duality because they're showing themselves as in two different ways. One that has built an image over the years, and one I see that stands behind a more pretty image, more hidden. So one wouldn't expect that they're behind it. Something subliminal. Can
Yes.
you
What
repeat the
else?
question?
How are they trying to reach their goal?
Hmm. I perceived on a metaphysical level, uh, there is going on some kind of insertion of information uh, into the space of more subliminal parts. It's like project a certain system of infiltration. There is a process behind it that allows them to do that. But I see also this aspect of working on a metaphysical level, taking advantage of certain types of or certain categories of subliminal parts.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Are the satanic agenda and the show business world related? Yes, no, only partially.
Hmm. The first thing that came to me is yes, because it took me back to the image of, that duality of how they influence the world. And it was an image of something that appears to be nice, but they're in the back,
Mm-hmm.
kind of in a subliminal way. It correlates with that image. So it's something that kind of stands in the back of it.
Do you perceive anything else?
For now, no.
Baphomet and various satanic symbols are shown more and more often during shows, concerts, and ceremonies. What is the esoteric cause?
I'm seeing again that vortex that is kind of a metaphor for the symbols. I see them appearing on certain screens. And there is like an energetical code standing behind them that create a certain flux of frequencies of kind of intentional energetical influence. And now I see that it correlates with the interference into the personal space of somebody that I said earlier.
Yeah.
To the subliminal parts. So it has something to do on the energetical level, but behind these symbols, I see basically like a scheme, almost technological, but it's more like a code that kind of each part of this code vibrates between each other, and they create some kind of impulse, some kind of subliminal message, but more on the energetical part.
Okay. Okay, we finished the fixed part. We're going to continue with the free part. So you mentioned a lot this massive vortex.
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning you said it's like the light at the end of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by that? Explain what you perceive, what you see, what you feel.
I perceive this light at the end of the tunnel as a social construct that is built into the common consciousness as something to look forward to. And not only at the end of someone's life, but in certain cycles in one person's life when they're alive in this dimension. It's something that is falsely advertised, if I can say so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it is specifically built like that, so it attracts people into this vortex. So not only to influence reincarnation, but also, let me look closer at other types of cycles.
What type of cycles are you looking at?
It's something that has to do with time. So this rushing feeling that is induced in this life, I feel a type of rush in the emotional area.
Is this
Emotional
linked to the
body.
vortex?
Yes.
Okay.
It's something that the vortex wants. It's kind of, this vortex represents the general idea, the general want, and it has multiple kind of miniatures of the same vortex, but they're spread throughout different frames of life. And one of them, I see it as this constant rush to achieve something of a person to it's like the clock is running out. And this energy that comes from this sentiment of you have no time left, or have very little time, it kind of absorbs into this vortex that is dedicated to that area, and I see them spread throughout different areas.
So, what kind of frequencies does this vortex, the time vortex, generates in a human?
A feeling of, it's a frequency that resonates with the feeling of uselessness, but in a way of, how do I say, a limitless, no, not a limitless, the opposite.
No limit?
No, a kind of a creature with the limits. So this idea of being not infinite or just small, this
Oh.
feeling of being small, of being unvaluable somehow, or feeling overwhelmed in such a big world, in quotes.
Mm-hmm. And is the clock running out?
No, it's I perceive it exactly like the other vortex. It's an illusion that was created to create this something that became an organic path almost.
Mm-hmm.
It happens naturally. The system was built so good that they don't really have to work on that one that much, on the time one.
Why, in the movies and in general, a lot of um, people are encourage you to go into this tunnel of light?
It makes part of this system of these beliefs that were inseminated into the subconscious of humanity. Um, I perceive that it took a lot of time, but it was very carefully constructed, um, so it doesn't create questions.
Mm-hmm.
It was placed in certain areas of life, and I'm perceiving that not only this Satanism agenda is doing this. It was kind of influenced by more sources, so it's not the only one. I see it coming from more
What other
spaces.
sources do you perceive?
Mm. It's backed by some programs of the Matrix. Um, More entities.
Aren't all these sources linked to the satanic agenda?
Are they all linked?
Yes, with the satanic agenda.
No, not all of them.
Mm.
More, a lot of them are individual, but it's something benefic for all of them. So this is one that is in common.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. Okay, and you were talking about repeating certain cycles when we talked about the vortex.
Hmm.
Why? Why is it made like that? Why do we have to repeat certain cycles?
Mm. An image of the DNA strings came to me.
Okay.
And I'm perceiving them circling around, and almost like this process of repeating something in certain conditions. It's almost like it scratches it, the DNA. It affected in a way that um, kind of not destroys it completely, but it creates certain, marks or I don't know how to say it, bumps.
Mm-hmm.
The process of erosion, like
Yeah.
when rocks are
Yeah.
eroded by water. Yeah, that's what it's like.
And it's happening to the human DNA.
Yes, I'm perceive it like that.
Okay. Observe, Anastasia, observe the last 50,000 years and tell me, how did the human DNA change over the course of these last 50,000 years?
Hmm. I perceived it almost as like a family tree, and right now this tree has less branches, and I saw it as going into the past. The branches were fuller and more, spread out.
Mm-hmm.
So the DNA had more branches, but as time passed and the cycles repeated and repeated, it was again this effect of sandpaper. Little by little, it was kind of erased.
So, reincarnation cycles, if I understood well, repeating certain cycles, damage the structure of the human DNA.
Yes, the reincarnation and the other cycles that are connected to these vortexes.
What are the other cycles that are connected? What do you perceive?
I'm perceiving um, something that has to do with the mental body. A lot is concentrated in the mental body, and hmm, they
How?
all they all have some type of correlation. I see the most concentration in the mental and quite a bit in the sexual body. The mental, I am perceiving some type of continuous kind of ball that is circling around the mind.
Yeah.
It's almost like that, hypnotic clock that is used.
Yeah.
It's in that way. So it's like taking the eyes from one part to another and like um, almost putting a subliminal part into sleeping mode or
Mhm.
confused mode.
And what are the cycles that are repeating themselves? Some examples of what you perceive in the mental body, for example.
A lot of how do I say this? Mental stimulants, external mental stimulants. A very packed um, environment with a lot of stimulants, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Something to keep the mind
Busy.
going like in a circle, yes, and constantly changing the view from one thing to another to another to another. So it kind of enters that endless circling thing. It's kind of a state of not being centered and not having a real connection with the present moment. And I also see when that happens, the subliminal part and the physical body are more separated.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of creates this separation.
Okay. Anything else?
Mm, for the moment, nothing clear comes to me. I just perceived a lot of them, but
Get closer. Get closer and decode the information. Do you see it clear now? Do you perceive it clear?
no, it's like in a way harder to access somehow.
Why?
Mm,
What blocks it?
it's like a blurred wall in front
Okay.
of it.
Okay. I'm gonna count to 3, and at 3, the blurred wall will be clear. 1, 2, 3. It's clear. You have now access to all the information. The information is all yours.
Mm. I'm perceiving now physical exhaustion because I started to perceive multiple industries of work
For
from
example,
birth. Something that has to do with factories, and another one with animal farms.
mhm.
So that was the image that I saw, and it was this literally this physical exhaustion, tiredness, and when the mind just goes blank. Again, this purpose of creating this distance with the subliminal part. It's kind of a state of dissociation, but a constant one. Again, that has to do with mental overstimulation, but in a different way, kind of. It's a very, repurposed,
Mhm.
kind of the same thing that is spread out through multiple fields, but it's turned in a way that seems different, but at the base, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I feel like the satanic agenda is making everything to keep us busy by super stimulating our mental body, by working, making us work too much. Do you have other examples of cycles?
I perceive the correlation with the sexual body.
Yeah.
The hmm, kind of the meaning of the sexual energy and sexual intimacy was taken to something that um, ends up affecting it negatively.
Mm-hmm.
I see again this thing of overstimulation. It's super oversaturated with sexual content, kind of see like panels and billboards of things that are um, desensitizing.
Yeah. What is the reason why most concerts and shows and festivals are very, very sexual today? Why?
Mm. I perceive the concert from the point of view of the stage.
Yeah.
We have something going on sexually on the stage, something with this theme,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm perceiving on an energetical level. Not all of the people at the concert, but most of their sexual energy is going kind of beneath. it's going down. It's kind of emptying it and taking it in a different direction than its natural direction.
So describe me the process.
These stimulants that are shown to the people.
The images or the
Yes,
songs or
the everything.
okay, the performance.
Yes, anything. It can be anything, visual or lyrical or anything.
Okay.
If it's combined, it's stronger, but they can do the same thing. So it stimulates this sexual body area, and something, it's like a generator uh, below them that absorbs it and drags it down. It's almost like it pulls it and it keeps it, hooked. And the effect that it creates, first of all, this energy is, taken, some of it, and used by those who take it, who take a part of it. But the other effect is kind of remains stagnant. It remains in that position, almost like freezes in that position of going down. And it's kind of blocked from going up from its natural way, of ascension, of connecting with the subliminal part.
Okay. What other energy is collected during concerts, festival, with these energetical codes that you mentioned before?
I saw an influence to the emotional and the mental body both. Trying to see what it is exactly. To the mental body, it kind of has this effect of the blurred wall that I saw earlier.
It blurs the mental body?
Yes. It kind of creates a wall between your kind of energetical eyes and the world. And to the emotional, kind of pulls you. I see emotion of pulling energy out of the emotional body. And it goes kind of into a spiral, and it again correlates with the cycles. It pulls you into cycles. Whatever it's encrypted into that symbol. But for it to work, I see that it has to click again, as I saw earlier, that magnetic thing of matching the frequency. So unless it's not synchronized with the frequency, it won't do this thing. But once they're on the same frequency, it kind of just pulls like magnets.
And how can a person attending these concerts or these festivals, how can a person cannot not be attained, not be touched, not be involved, not be dragged by these subliminal symbols?
Well, first of all, to be centered in their own being, knowing that absolutely nothing can touch you, and staying kind of neutral against everything that is happening,
Yeah.
being sure in your center, in your energy, and nothing else will be able to touch you when you're centered in that. If you resonate with what you see, then that's a different topic, but because that's how the thing works. You resonate with it and it works on you.
So you can be at these concerts without resonating with the artist or with the...
Yes, totally. Like an observant, you can still enjoy it, but more as an observant. Do not implicate the emotional body and your thoughts into this. So just completely detach from this kind of common energy that is created there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Very good. Disconnect from this situation, Anastasia. And now tell me, how is the satanic agenda influencing the scholar system, the school system, the educational system?
Mm.
What do you perceive?
Hmm. I perceive that another one of these vortexes behind, the school board in classes
Mm-hmm.
that you write on.
Yeah.
Behind this vortex, I perceive the pair of eyes, but it's almost part of this vortex. And this school system, it is part of one of these cycles. So it's a different type of cycles now that you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned it.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, and these eyes from the board, I see them connecting with the eyes of the students, creating this contact. And it has the same purpose of infiltrating information, certain information, to the mental body, to the emotional, so it keeps them in this cycle that connects to the other cycles. It's all part of a
Yeah.
very big scheme.
I see. Okay. How is this satanic agenda um, influencing the medical system?
Mm. Now I'm perceiving this vortex not at the end of a path. I'm perceiving it above certain places.
Okay.
The place that I saw is hospitals.
Yeah.
It's almost like a collecting point. Hmm. How does it influence?
Yeah. Observe the relation. How is this working on the population? I mean.
Hmm. Hmm.
What do you perceive? What is the vortex doing above the hospital?
As I said, is a collecting point. I see energies going into it from these points and collecting energies from people who are hopeless, um, who are fearful, um, subliminal parts that leave their bodies there, the energies from the people who come to visit patients.
Mm-hmm.
It's hmm, it's very condensed in energies that are hmm, they're not specifically influenced by the satanic agenda, because the
So,
medical field, I see it like correlated to something else, but
correlated to what?
to a different influence than the
Okay.
satanic one. But I see this vortex that applies to the satanic influence above it.
So, what type of vortex is the medical system related to?
Mm.
And when I say medical, I mean from the start, from school, from medical school to how to medicine that people take, how doctors treat people today with this pharmaceutical stuff, everything that is related to the medical field. How do you perceive this in relation to the satanic agenda or in relation to another vortex that you mentioned?
I see that not only the satanic agenda is implicated in this, it kind of plays a part, but not the whole part. Other parts are implicated in this.
What other parts?
Um, the Matrix came to me first, kind of the programs that have been infiltrated into the space of Earth.
And how do they influence this field?
See again this image of codes,
Yeah.
but infiltrated through education books, or not just books, medication prescriptions, names, uh, things of that sort.
And how does it affect people?
It affects people because, again, this idea of these codes were associated with a certain type of, belief
Yeah.
or experience. So it kind of organically creates a certain type of energy that then goes up into this vortex. So it kind of all is a very complex process, but it's the influence of this agenda stays at the base of this system. The beliefs behind it, the beliefs that it propagates, everything that stays at the base. The aftermath is, it comes organically, naturally, almost. They don't have to do a lot for it to work. It
Okay,
works
I
itself.
understand. And with the help of the Matrix, it's almost like a natural course.
Yes, exactly. It's kind of implemented more strongly into the consciousness.
Okay. Disconnect from there. Thank you. In what parts of a person's life the satanic agenda isn't involved?
The thing that came to me is more general, but it said like the parts that it choose for them not to be affected. So it can be all the parts of your life,
Yeah.
or the things that you choose are influencing certain things. So if you don't want to, almost everything cannot be influenced by this agenda. It all has to do with frequencies and what resonates with you and what you choose.
Mhm. Okay. But a person that is here on Earth has to live here on Earth.
Hmm.
Has to go to school, has to choose a degree to, to go to university, has to eat, has to maybe listen to music, or has to have fun.
Hmm.
So how can one do it without being affected by this program, by this satanic agenda?
Yes, you can watch them from outside, but if you don't um, kind of
Get
vibrate,
involved?
no,
Yeah.
if you don't vibrate at the same frequency, you will not get attached with this magnetic field to this path that
Okay.
connects to the vortex. So as long as you stay detached, you can enjoy a lot of things. But this detachment and seeing things for what they are and kind of seeing that curtain that I talked about before
Yeah.
and seeing that, fake picture in front of your eyes, it dismantles the whole system. It dismantles the whole illusion, and there is no way uh, for this magnetic effect to happen.
hmm Okay. Is there an opposite agenda for the satanic agenda?
Mm. I wouldn't say opposite. I perceived some more agendas, um, that walk right closely to this one.
Yeah.
Um, they all kind of circle around the same things because life on Earth is with limits.
hmm
They created it that way, but I don't see something that is completely opposite. It all has something similar.
Okay. Okay. Is there something else you want to say or that you perceived about the satanic agenda?
No.
Okay. Very good. Then, Anastasia, I will count from 1 to 3, and at 3, you will be fully in the present moment. 1. You disconnect completely from everything, everywhere, and everyone, and you return fully into your body. Your space is clean. You feel clean, you feel refreshed. Your energy rises to its highest frequency. 2. Your body begins to feel lighter and lighter and stronger, very strong, and more vibrant with each passing moment. You move with ease and with joy and with pleasure. A sense of happiness, peace flows through you, and you feel better and better. And 3, you can now open your eyes, empowered, feeling happy.
Well, hi.
Hi,
What
how
an
do you feel?
interesting images behind you.
Yes, it's Baphomet. Baphomet. Yeah. Thank you, Anastasia. How did you feel?
I felt pretty detached, which is good.
Yeah, it's a subject
Yeah,
like
it's
others.
correlated with, the advices from the session
Yeah,
to stay detached so it doesn't seem so extreme.
it wasn't extreme. It's, things that happen
Yeah.
on a certain level. Okay, good. Very good. Thank you so much, Anastasia.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone again for listening to us, for watching this video, and I hope you all like it too. We'll see you soon, and we wish you a great evening, everyone. Bye.
Great evening. Bye bye.
Buenos días.
Dzień dobry.
Bienvenidos a este primer vídeo de Disclosure en español y polaco.
Bardzo Was serdecznie witamy na tym nowym wideo, które będzie w języku hiszpańskim i polskim na kanale Disclosures.
Vamos a producir mucho más vídeos en futuro como estos vídeos informativos.
W przyszłości stworzymy dużo więcej takich wideo, które będą Was informowały o różnych rzeczach.
Porque estamos notando que cuanto más se va divulgando este trabajo, estas hipnosis por internet, también cuanto más mala información se está difundiendo.
A to dlatego, że zauważyliśmy, że im więcej wstawiamy sesji z naszymi hipnozami, tym więcej jakby informacji sprzecznych zaczyna się rozprzestrzeniać.
Y entonces hoy vamos a hablar de las sesiones investigativas.
Więc dzisiaj będziemy mówić o sesjach badawczych.
Porque estoy viendo que hay personas que a lo mejor se dedican a una sesión con una persona, se van a algún lugar, preguntan algo y lo poco de información que pueden extraer de una sesión se lo creen como si fuera oro, completamente puro oro.
Bo zauważyłem, że są takie sesje i takie osoby, które robią jedną sesję z jedną osobą na dany temat i kiedy wychodzi tam jakaś informacja, to jest ona odbierana, jakby to było rzeczywiście coś niesamowicie wiarygodnego, jakby to było czyste złoto.
Yo os digo que la sesión así dicha investigativa no existe.
Ja chciałbym Wam powiedzieć, że sesja badawcza tak naprawdę nie istnieje.
Entonces podríais como preguntar, entonces cuando haces una sesión a un cliente y preguntas cosas, ¿por qué preguntas?
Więc mógłbyś mi zadać pytanie, więc skoro robisz jakąś sesję z jakąś osobą i zadajesz jej pytania, to właściwie po co je w ogóle zadajesz?
Sí, sabemos que la información en hipnosis está muy, pero de verdad muy contaminada.
My bardzo dobrze wiemy, że informacja, która wychodzi podczas hipnozy jest niezwykle, ale to niezwykle zanieczyszczona.
Y esa información, así como sale de la hipnosis, no podemos tomarla como conocimiento, como investigación.
Więc takiej informacji, która wychodzi podczas sesji hipnozy, nie bierzemy nigdy jako takiej informacji, która jest rzeczywiście bardzo prawdziwa, zgodna z prawdą i oczywista.
En el caso de sesiones a clientes, la información que sacamos nos sirve por otro objetivo. El objetivo es llegar a la causa de su problema y trabajar.
Te informacje, które uzyskujemy podczas sesji dla klientów, służą nam zupełnie do czegoś innego. Celem jest to, żeby znaleźć przyczynę i pracować nad nią.
Pero ¿qué significa que la información está contaminada? ¿Cuánto está contaminada y por qué?
Ale co to właściwie oznacza informacja zanieczyszczona? Kiedy jest zanieczyszczona i dlaczego jest zanieczyszczona?
Hay que saber que cuando nosotros pedimos una información y nos llega a través de una persona en hipnosis, esta información sale de una fuente, para así decirlo, y atraviesa muchas dimensiones, muchas densidades.
Kiedy prosimy o jakąś informację podczas sesji, to ta informacja, powiedzmy to w ten sposób, pochodzi z jakiegoś źródła, ale w międzyczasie przechodzi przez wiele gęstości i wiele wymiarów.
Y también pasa por conciencias, por inteligencias. Esa información viene atrapada en el éter por varios seres.
Ale ta informacja przechodzi też przez wiele umysłów, wiele świadomości, istnieje w eterze i może być przechwycona również przez wiele bytów.
Estos seres, estas inteligencias, pueden voluntariamente o involuntariamente distorsionarla.
I te byty, te istoty lub świadomości mogą ją zniekształcić świadomie lub nieświadomie.
Y además, la persona que está en hipnosis tiene sus creencias, su mentalidad, sus perspectivas, sus opiniones. Esta estructura mental contamina también esta información.
A co więcej, osoba, która jest w stanie hipnozy, ma swoje własne przekonania, swoje własne wartości, wierzenia, swoją własną mentalność i przez tą właśnie strukturę całą mentalną również może dojść do jeszcze kolejnego zanieczyszczenia.
Y además, si nosotros queremos investigar, por ejemplo, una persona o un ser que no tiene ninguna conexión con el ambiente hipnótico donde estamos trabajando, esta persona puede no autorizar la salida de informaciones de sí mismo.
A co więcej, jeśli połączymy się z jakąś istotą, która absolutnie nie należy do tego środowiska hipnotycznego, w którym pracujemy, taka istota może nie zgodzić się na przekazanie informacji.
Si hay interacción, si hay interferencias entre un ser y otro, es posible que circule información por las conexiones, por los pactos.
Jeśli jest jakaś interferencja między dwoma istotami, to wtedy dzięki tym paktom, albo przez te pakty, przez to połączenie, które istnieje, rzeczywiście wychodzą informacje.
Pero si en aquella sesión en concreto ese ser o esa persona se va a cuestionar y no hay ninguna conexión, es muy improbable que llegue una información autorizada.
Ale jeśli zdarza się tak, że łączymy się z istotą, która nie ma z tym nic wspólnego, to jest bardzo mało prawdopodobne, że dostaniemy jakąś informację.
Entonces, imaginemos que queremos investigar sobre un personaje famoso de la historia.
No, na przykład wyobraźmy sobie, że chcielibyśmy otrzymać informację o jakiejś osobie niezwykle znanej, historycznej.
Si no tenemos de alguna manera alguna conexión con los elementos del ambiente hipnótico y esta persona, aunque no esté conectada, no autoriza esta información, pues no llega.
Więc jeśli wyobrazimy sobie, że ta osoba nie jest w żaden sposób połączona z tym środowiskiem hipnotycznym, w którym pracujemy, może się tak zdarzyć, że absolutnie nie zezwoli na żadne przekazywanie informacji na swój temat.
Y cuando pasa esto, hay siempre o casi siempre alguna entidad que se aprovecha de la situación.
I kiedy to się dzieje, zazwyczaj pojawia się jakiś byt, który wykorzystuje tę sytuację.
Se puede presentar con la supuesta identidad de la persona o del ser que estamos buscando, o puede de todas formas modificar o inventar una información por su cuenta, por su personal ventaja.
Może zrobić dwie rzeczy. Albo przyjąć, zidentyfikować się z osobą, o której chcemy zrobić tę sesję, przyjąć jej tożsamość, albo zmienić informacje, które chcielibyśmy otrzymać, tak aby to działało na jej korzyść.
Nosotros en sesión a clientes podemos trabajar porque el cliente nos autoriza a trabajar en él en su sesión.
Podczas sesji dla klientów możemy pracować nad takimi informacjami, bo otrzymujemy zgodę na informacje właśnie dzięki temu klientowi.
Y podemos trabajar con sus seres queridos, por ejemplo, o con los seres que interfieren con ella, propio porque hay estas conexiones.
I możemy pracować na przykład z istotami, które kocha ta dana osoba, lub z bytami, które w nią ingerują, właśnie przez to połączenie, które tam istnieje.
Entonces, hay una gran diferencia entre la sesión a un cliente para solucionar sus problemas y hacer sesiones para investigar.
Dlatego istnieje taka duża różnica między sesjami, które robimy dla klientów, aby rozwiązać ich problemy, i między sesjami takimi poszukiwawczymi, badawczymi.
Por eso digo que no existe una sesión investigativa.
I dlatego właśnie Wam mówię, że nie istnieje coś takiego jak sesja badawcza.
Lo que existe es un protocolo de sesiones de investigación.
To, co istnieje, to pewien protokół sesji badawczych.
Hay que seguir un protocolo y hay que ejecutar una serie de sesiones y con personas diferentes.
Więc trzeba zawsze śledzić ten sam protokół, a jednocześnie wykonać wiele sesji z różnymi osobami.
El protocolo tiene que ser único, unívoco, porque hay que preguntar en un tema las mismas preguntas para ir en la misma dirección.
Ten protokół powinien być zawsze taki sam, ponieważ należy zadawać takie same pytania, tak aby iść zawsze w tym samym kierunku.
Cuanto más está restringido ese espacio de investigación, cuanto más podemos tener más probabilidad de tener buena información.
Im bardziej zawężamy obszar naszych poszukiwań, tym bardziej prawdopodobne będzie, że otrzymamy dobre informacje.
Sí, podemos también aumentar ese espacio, pero tenemos que aumentar proporcionalmente el número de sesiones por hacer.
Możemy oczywiście rozszerzyć ten obszar, ale wtedy będziemy zmuszeni również rozszerzyć ilość tych sesji.
Luego, cuando tenemos una grande serie de sesiones, pero estamos hablando de centenas o hasta de millares de sesiones.
I wtedy mówimy o olbrzymiej liczbie sesji, od setki po tysiące.
Tenemos que recoger toda aquella información que es común a todas o a casi todas estas sesiones hechas.
I wtedy musimy pozbierać te informacje, które są wspólne dla wszystkich bądź prawie wszystkich tych sesji.
Esta información común vais a ver que es un porcentaje muy pequeño con respecto a la totalidad de la información.
I zobaczycie, że ta informacja wspólna będzie naprawdę niewielkim odsetkiem tych informacji, które się tam pojawią.
Son pepitas de oro.
To są takie malutkie ziarenka.
Es como si nosotros vamos a un río, vamos a coger este filtro, vamos a coger muchísima arena para recoger solo muy pocas pepitillas de oro.
I można to przyrównać do poszukiwania złota, kiedy filtruje się dno rzeki, zbiera się mnóstwo piasku, a na koniec pojawiają się maleńkie ziarenka złota.
Esa sí que es información de oro.
I to jest właśnie ta informacja złota.
Si hoy podemos decir que hay seres que interfieren bastante con el ser humano y que tienen formas de animales reptiles o de animales a forma de insectos, etc., es porque todo esto sale desde que se empezaron las sesiones de hipnosis y hay muchísimas, millares y millares con esta información común.
I jeśli dzisiaj możemy powiedzieć, że są ingerencje, które przybierają formy albo reptilii, albo jakichś insektów, to dlatego, że takie informacje wychodzą od początku naszych sesji hipnotycznych i są wspólne i jest ich tysiące.
Pero si yo digo que en la ciudad de Nueva York, en el 1452, en aquel punto, había una casa que vivía un viejo que se llamaba Tom, pues solo en aquella sesión ha salido, y cuanto más contaminada puede ser, no lo va a saber nadie.
Ale jeśli chciałbym powiedzieć, przekazać taką informację, że w Nowym Jorku w 1452 roku stał taki a taki dom, w którym mieszkał taki a taki starszy pan o imieniu Tom, to nie mam pojęcia, jak bardzo zanieczyszczona będzie ta informacja.
Así entonces se hace investigación. Es un trabajo muy largo, muy duro, y tiene que ser hecho con un protocolo riguroso y severo.
A więc właśnie w taki sposób należy robić sesje badawcze. Jest to proces bardzo długi, ciężki i który wymaga bardzo restrykcyjnego protokołu.
Y entonces, por esto que nosotros ya vamos a empezar a hacer ciclos de investigación.
I właśnie dlatego zaczniemy teraz robić takie cykle badawcze.
La estructura del team, que cada vez va creciendo siempre más, y el número de clientes que cada día contactan con nosotros, nos permiten organizar estos ciclos de investigación.
I ponieważ struktura naszego zespołu cały czas się powiększa, a także liczba klientów, którzy kontaktują się z nami każdego dnia, te czynniki pozwalają nam na to, żebyśmy zrobili taki cykl badawczy.
Creo que ya he dicho todo, o casi todo. Cualquier pregunta podéis escribirla en los comentarios del vídeo o donde sea publicado el vídeo.
Myślę, że powiedziałem wszystko, bądź prawie wszystko, a jeśli macie jakieś pytania, to proszę zadajcie je pod tym wideo.
Gracias por vuestra atención
Dziękujemy za Waszą uwagę.
y gracias a ti, Milena.
Gracias a ti, Kalo. Dziękujemy.
Chao.
Ciao.